This is Mongolian Mindset, and today we're going to be responding to individual 11. I don't think we've done somebody for you. So we'd like to see you type Steph Curry. Is Kyrie Irving also an ISFP? Not entirely sure on Kyrie Irving. Haven't looked at him much. I think for sure I looked at him for a little bit. He seemed informative, but I didn't get much from there. But we are still doing the free typing sessions. That will be ending soon. So get that while you can. Want to be able to make the individual personality type content. So we'll be ending that to give me more free time to do that. So all you have to do to get the sign up for the free typing session is to join our Facebook group and message our moderator Cody with your availability. We are working on getting that on calendar, so you guys can just click on the link and set that up. But like I said, we're going to be ending that soon. One of our goals is to have the most accurate MBTI space. So get that while you can. And we do have our monthly call this weekend, Friday at 4 p.m., where we'll be talking about the goals that we accomplished as individuals last month and the goals we're setting for the following month. So get into that. It's going to be a very interesting. I really want to stress out our moderator, Jordan. He's an INTJ. So I want to see how stressed out we can get him. Hopefully we could beat our record of 12 people on at one time. That'd be amazing. But let's get into it. So personality database, you know the monkeys over there. Got him as a ESTP, unfortunately. We're going to use Linda Barrens Interaction Styles and Temperament. Highly recommend you pick this up, combined with cognitive functions, and we will figure out his personality type. So they got him as an ESTP. Okay. Somebody said ISFP here. I'm not just, I don't know, ISFJ, ESTP, ENTP. Wow. Well, whatever. So let's just go over these. These are the metrics we use. Is the person initiating or responding? Initiating is for extroverts. Responding is for introverts. Direct versus informative. Are they direct? They're specific, concise, to the point, or are they giving extra information? Are they wordy? Are they passive? Are they beating around the bush? Abstract. Are they talking about the what ifs, the possibilities, philosophies outside of the five senses, or are they talking about the five senses? Are they dry? Are they like not talking about anything outside of the five senses? Pragmatic versus affiliative. Pragmatic people tend to be just rebellious, man. They like independent. They like a utilitarian mindset. Affiliative is all about inclusion. It's all about cooperation. It's all about interdependence. As pragmatic is about independent. And then we got systematic. Are they using systems to control their life or get control over them? Are they implementing the best way to do something? Or are they interest motives? Are they looking at what other people are doing or what other people are getting out of a situation? Are they looking at the motives of people? Is that what they're looking at? Do they tend to handle every situation differently? Are they outcome? Outcome is looking at the end product. So it's just going to be end product, end product, end product. As a progression, are they walking us through a journey? Are they walking us through a journey? Are they all about the journey and not the outcome? And then you got TEFI. TE is going to be outside sources. FI is going to be what's important to them. TI is going to be logical framework. Are they consistently relying on a logical framework to answer things? Or FE is knowing what other people value. SE is all about knowing what other people are doing when they talk, because they're talking about the environment and not so much them as a personal. That's more SI, internal sensation. And NR, they're talking about the future for themselves. Are they talking about what will happen? Or NE, are they talking about possibilities? Are they talking about the possibilities? Are they talking about consequences? Are they talking about divergence? Things like that. Are they talking about options or things like that? So that's what we're gonna break it down to. So the chart for ESTP, let's get into it. They're direct, they're initiating, they're outcome, they're pragmatic, they're interest based, they're SENI and TIFE. So let's get into this video.
When the Durant came along in July, I'll never forget the text message that you sent him, because him and Rich kept asking, "Is Steph okay?" And for people to watch this, you got to understand,
before he signed.
Before he signed.
Yeah.
And it blew me.
Okay, so he just initiated there. I'll put him down for initiating. You guys know. Put him down for one there.
Either way.
Lead by Example with Bob Myers is presented for the people by Caesars Sportsbook. You bet, you get. With Caesars Rewards. Must be 21 or older.
Welcome to Lead by Example. I'm your host, Bob Myers.
That sounds good.
That sounds good, right? That's my introduction. That's a big thing. There's all these crazy lights in it now. Steph Curry's the guest. How you doing?
Doing fantastic.
Thanks for coming on.
Absolutely.
I don't think we've never done anything like this.
None of all this high level production. We've had some good conversations over the last 10 years, but
private ones.
Yeah.
What a toughest. I met you. What was that? Your third year, second year? What was your
in
first
between my second and third,
yeah. What was the? I have my answer, but toughest. What's the toughest part of the Steph Curry journey? Like even before NBA.
That's a good question in terms of. I don't know how you look at it in your life, because I think the beauty and how I see it is always trying to be in the moment, and so like every.
Trying to be in the moment. That's S-E-N-I, 1 point. Let's go.
Season of life you're in, the highs and lows, you feel them, like you kind of live it hard in terms of what that experience is like, what lessons you learn, what adversity you go through, how you deal with success, how you deal with failure, and all that. So when I look back, it's always hard to kind of rank.
Sure.
The experiences, like what's the hardest? Because even like right now in the present day, these are hard.
Yeah.
Like, to me. Yeah. Obviously the perspective of how blessed we are in life to be doing this as a job and all that, and family, and
okay, he's coming off outcome.
All the opportunities you have. Like there are certain challenges that you're facing now that to me are like, we really need to solve it. But injuries, season kind of around when I met you, when I was going through the ankle problems and stuff, where you get a taste of what it's like to play at this level. You understand how much you get fulfilled by it, how much you love the work, the challenges of trying to figure it out, but the injuries keep you off the court so consistently, so frequently, you start to doubt everything that you poured into your craft, and like the cloud hanging over, will I even just be healthy enough to, get my 2 feet on the floor and even give myself an opportunity to be like the player that I wanted to be. And that was over a 2-year kind of stretch off and on, where a lot of dark days and a lot of patience, a lot of support from, family, people that you trust, and can kind of speak positivity and life into you, confidence into you, and gave me a great perspective for what's happened ever since, because I know how fragile the game is, how fragile life is in terms of, nothing's really guaranteed. So I have an immense level of gratitude for everything that's happened since.
I remember we were sitting there. I think you were spraining your ankle.
Just walking.
Yeah, I mean it was, which is crazy. You never even see that, right? I don't know if I've seen anybody.
I don't think I've seen before since. I've seen people with bad luck where you landed on someone's foot or having a freak injury and all that. The one I remember is in San Antonio. That was the wildest one, where I got a rebound or I got an outlet pass.
I remember having him that year. This shit happened in fantasy, and he was like my number 1 draft pick, and he was number 2 draft pick, and he was always hurt. Always hurt.
A run, and like it just basically went to get pushed off of the right foot.
Nobody within.
And then you just look back like, what? I felt like Forrest Gump without the big braces. So it was weird. It was just a weird time.
How did you? I remember sitting there with you one time. I think we were at the Jackson Center, and you couldn't practice, and you had your leg, ankle in ice, and I had a thought. I think I said to you, I said it. I said, this is not we can't do this anymore. Because remember you were playing and then getting hurt and then trying to, and because of you, who you are, you kept trying. And I remember going, we're done here. Like, this is, do you remember that or not? I don't know. You may remember it in a different way.
Well, the lockout year, because I had another surgery after that off-season, or during that off-season. But that was kind of the year and a half kind of mark of how long I've been dealing with. And to your point, there was just rehab every day. It was nothing about basketball. It was just just me trying to get on.
It's just outcome. It's just rehab. It's just this. It's not talking about the journey of how you got over his injuries.
The court and be available, and just how frustrating that was. I'm sure not only for me, obviously for you, for coach, for the team. Like, is he playing? Is he not? How long is he gonna be out? Is he not? And, like, trying to find any type of expectation or consistency on that front. I remember going on the knife the year before that, and then going on the knife the second time, which was crazy because you were part of that process. My dad, my agent, and the doctor. Like, there's 3 different outcomes that could come out of this. You're gonna go under, and we're gonna try to make the right
outcome
call on whether it's just a cleanup or whether it's a reconstruction or whether there's some other intervention we can have. But these are the 3 options that we have. You're gonna go under when you wake up. We'll let you know. You know what it looks like. That was a really scary experience for sure. But obviously, that's the part of the blessing of having people around you that you can trust to know what was going into that.
He's coming off concrete. Very concrete.
Kind of decision and all that.
Very dry.
And it was the least invasive option that came out of the base case scenario, which was a relief. But then that was that restarted the work that was going to be necessary to get through the recovery process, which was another 4 to 5 months, but it's different.
I remember sitting at Casa del Mar, same thing.
Spot, yes.
Post surgery. I think I said to you, if you get out of this, which I think we all thought you would then. I think I said, like, can you work on leading this team? I don't know if you remember that. You probably don't remember much of what I tell you, but. Because remember early on,
bites, I remember just your presence. Because like when we traded Monte and we were in Sacramento, I remember and Coach Jackson pulled me in the hallway. He was like, "You're getting the keys to the team." I was like,
"What is that?"
All right. And you know, he's passionate. He's boosting your comments, but I wasn't ready for the message at the time. And then that was that summer, the kind of the same vibe of not only. I mean, obviously, you need people to pour like a vision into you, I guess, in terms of like what you're capable of, what your full potential is, not just as a player, but as somebody that could impact the locker room in other different ways, impact the organization through leadership, through kind of walking into the accountability, what that means. And thankfully, I've heard this saying now: when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. That was a very strong inflection point in my life because you realize you have to be yourself first and foremost, whatever your personality is. You were saying that you weren't trying to change like who I am, how I approach things, but to realize the opportunity that I had to not just be a great basketball player, but to again, I guess walk into a role of leadership that wasn't going to be easy, but demanded another level of awareness and commitment, consistency, and kind of wisdom, I guess, in terms of like what does that actually mean, and figuring it out for myself.
It's crazy. You might be the one NBA player that the coach says it's your team now. I'm handing you the keys, and you go, most NBA players, give me that. Give me those keys. I should have had those a year ago. You're kind of like, I guess, coach. I mean, that's what you need me to do. He was good though, Mark. I know you credit him, I credit him, but what did it feel like for him? Because I always tell people one of my favorite parts of who you are is your confidence. Kind of unwavering, not showy, but real, pure, legit confidence in your ability. I think that's so hard for people, no matter how successful they are, to actually have that deep in there. Like, I believe in myself in the midst of a lot.
Bob Myers is coming off the wreck.
But then he comes along and takes it to another level with you and publicly compliments you in a pretty big way. And I'm sure privately did it while he was coaching you. What did that do? Or how did you feel that? How did you process that? The stuff he was saying about you and...
So I'm trying to explain it, how I think and how I felt. It scared the hell out of me at first.
Really?
I'm gonna explain how I think and how I felt. I guess that's a more TI thing.
Because I do have like I guess I call it myself a healthy insecurity of, you said have confidence, and I do. And that's built off like my work ethic and the way I approach the game, life, and all that. You have to deserve that confidence. But I have a healthy insecurity of like understanding, like when he says me and Clay are the best shooting backcourt in the league, like I would never say that myself.
Right.
But I believe it.
Sure.
But then you're like, all right, cool. Now, what are you gonna do about it? Like going forward, how are you gonna prove that to be true? And like that insecurity is like what?
Okay, so a FI user, TFI user would be more ready to take that, to take that kind of I'm the best, we the best, They'd be more readily available to do that. Even though he believed it, he doesn't say it. That's more of a TI approach. TIFE.
What's coming next?
Yeah.
Never feel settled in that.
Sure.
Expectation.
Right. So what that means is that TFI users tend to be a lot more braggadocious, dogmatic. You'll see them. They'll usually be tooting their horn a lot, especially if they're really good. Especially if they're really good.
The title or the banner.
Just go check the Floyd Mayweather one. He's an ESFP, but Jesus, Floyd was beating the hell out of his horn.
Put up the headline or whatever it is. It's a weird kind of dichotomy because when I'm out there in the court, I feel like I can do anything. And I have like this irrational confidence of shots I take, passes. The one-handed turnovers, and I look up and you and my mom.
Yeah, it was great.
Shots you take, the way that you play and all that, you get lost in it. That's the confidence I have. But then, I never kind of drink the Kool-Aid enough to know, that just is going to continue to happen on its own forward. And you have to kind of continue.
All right, I'm scratching for concrete. He's getting it. You're concrete, man. You're concrete. I'm sorry. Steph, you're concrete. He's concrete. So what that does is that eliminates 8 types because he's concrete. He can be none of the abstract types. So with that being said, INFJ, INFP is eliminated. INTP, INTJ, ENFJ, ENFP, ENTJ, ENTP, all eliminated. He has to be one of the SPs or the SJs because he is concrete. Let's keep going here.
You need to prove and double down on that every single day, and that's where the healthy insecurity comes out.
Where is that? Where? So you say the healthy insecurity, is it? Where is that? I've never seen that really. You don't show that much.
That's in the work that I put in, though.
Concrete.
Even case in point, last year we won the finals MVP, all that type of stuff. Celebrated, had an amazing night.
That's all outcome.
Parade.
That's all outcome. Celebrated, amazing stuff, won finals MVP, outcome.
And all that. 3 days later, I was really thinking about, when does the work start for next year? Because I was extremely proud of myself and proud of our team and proud of everything we accomplished. Then you're looking like, it's like the imposter syndrome almost.
Yeah.
All right, what's going to happen next?
Yeah.
All right, I couldn't. I started thinking about.
Yeah, am I really this guy? Is that coming from you or coming from what's around you?
That's coming from me. That's
you. It's not because now I got to live up to something more because of the expectations of people around me. That's your own thing.
Yeah, and it might be kind of born through just that underdog kind of mentality.
Yeah, because you grew up.
Yeah, and nothing was ever. I know how to bless life. Like my
Yeah,
parents
sure.
played in the league. Like
But you weren't the number one
right.
guy.
And in basketball, everything I had was earned. And I was a late bloomer and Davidson and all that.
Late bloomer, Davidson,
underdog
all that. That's just all outcome. Okay, he's outcome. That's all outcome. So he's outcome. With that being said, that eliminates to ESTJ, ESTP, ISFJ, and ISFP. Those are the concrete outcome types, okay? We're down to 4 types already because he's concrete and he's outcome.
Mentality is always part of the DNA, no matter how much success you have. It's hard to articulate it because you look at you're all the champs and all the accomplishments and all that.
But if you look at it from where you began, it makes sense. Not now. Right?
Yeah,
maybe not now.
It's a whole continuous arc,
right.
and I've always maintained that. So that's where, I guess the drive comes from once, the gratitude comes from, and then also realizing like the amount of people that it takes to do what we do, you know, at the highest level. Like there's an awareness and appreciation of that too. No matter how big the spotlight gets.
I asked you.
He's not that big on achievements.
A few months ago or a year ago, I said, why don't you? Because I would know. Why don't you blame people more? Like, why don't you? And you told me why. Because your mom said something to you.
I mean,
it's crazy. You remembered. This is why I don't blame. This is a story I remember that it's my response, or it's my, that ain't gonna get me anywhere.
Yeah, it's not gonna get you anywhere. First, it sounds so cliche, but obviously you look at yourself and like when something goes wrong, like what can you fix first yourself?
But I don't think that's obvious. I mean, you think
To
that's
me,
to you, but why, where did that, so you said, you must have been, what, a certain age, and we're like, it's not my fault. And somebody was like, no, you gotta look there first, you know? I don't think that's automatic. It might be to you.
Yeah, you can kind of hold people accountable around you, and there's like tough conversations you gotta have. There's, you know, kind of pushing people along. Then your first immediate thought has to be like, am I doing everything in my power to control the situation, to bring your
So
best
control the situation, that's the outcome.
effort, and not make it so much, you know, about the results.
Do you remember where you were when your mom said that to you? Or was it not that vivid?
It's not that vivid. It's just a constant reminder of the standard of just accountability to yourself. Like my in middle school, I was in 8th grade. She helped me out in my first middle school game because I had to do the dishes at the house. And I'm over here talking about like the impact it's gonna have on the whole. I'm the best player on the middle school team.
Talking about the impact that it's gonna have. That's see.
I have to be there. Yeah. You're gonna make.
Yeah, you're hurting them, right? Yeah. Don't hurt the team.
She gives me that look, and I know it's falling on deaf ears. And she's like, "No, you didn't handle your business.
So it's your
you're
fault.
gonna have to go and
don't put it on me.
explain to them."
Yeah.
You know,
Pretty good.
why you're in this situation and all that, and there was like no follow-up question. There was I felt it. That's one kind of story, but it's mostly like the constant reminder for me and how she raised us.
Right.
That you have to control the controllables, and most of that is what you do. And
Control the controllables. His mom's outcome, and he is too.
Yeah.
not being in a situation where you're blaming anybody else or pointing the finger elsewhere, because there's probably something that you can do first to help the situation.
It's funny, like I don't think many AAU parents now are saying to their kids, like, you can't go to the game, you didn't mow the lawn, didn't take the trash out, best player, but
That'd be hilarious.
Where's so-and-so, the number one recruit? Yeah.
Gets invited to Curry camp in the summer. He's like, his mom calls, he can't come.
He got a C- math, so I told him. You'd be like, just let him come. You know?
Just give me something.
It's funny, I know I kind of just said it, but I do know because it's my job. You've never called me and said, what are we going to do? And everybody thinks the last 12 years, or I've been here for 12 years now, have been all perfect. And that's not, we know that's not true. I would have expected at one point or another, and not even been upset, for you to say, I think one time you might have said, what is the plan? But that's the closest you got to, whereas a lot of other people would have been way ahead of that deal. Are you more patient because you had already had success, or is that just you? Because if there's a difference, or do you have trust, or I don't know what it is. Because you're not a good GM, by the way, anyway.
No, we can talk about that too. Yeah. I know the value that everybody brings to the organization.
Knowing the value that everybody brings to the organization onto FE.
And me needing to do my job in that front.
I'm kidding. Yeah, you're pretty good. No, you're fine.
But being trusting one, and those are built on, like, obviously, the reps of relationships and conversations and actions and all that you build trust with people that, case in point, you, coach, your teammates, it takes a lot for you to have to hit the panic button. Yeah.
Cause you mean? Or you. Not a lot of people.
That this isn't something that just is an overnight change. Yeah. What's the situation? Like, I'm pretty understanding of that and patient on that front.
Pretty understanding. That's TIFE. Understanding. The goal of TI is to understand logically. The goal of FE is to understand individuals. Okay.
Like, you could talk about the success that's happened that maybe has built a level of it's helped that patience kind of take root, because you've tasted success, what that's been like, and there's another level of confidence.
He's so fucking concrete
back there. But even when we were going through the coaching change back, and we had some tough conversations around it. We were on different sides.
Yeah.
Like, the trust part was, hopefully we can get you got to get this right.
Yeah.
And kind of letting the dust settle where it was, and understanding that it's not my place to run the team.
Yeah.
Sign up players, coach the team, do all that.
But it feels like now more than people are making that a star's place.
If the star wants it, but I also feel like, that's not been a recipe for success historically. So it's just a matter of
it was all outcome. Well, stars running it, that ain't getting the outcome. Historically,
you're always keeping a big picture mentality of where you're going, and we've been blessed because it has worked.
Yeah, most of the time.
That's why we're all still here.
Probably mostly because of you.
That's why we're all still here.
Yeah, mostly you.
But it's also, I feel like if I do, if that call does come, you would receive it in a different way. Because
I would almost make
the trust that we've built. So.
Well, it depends on the timing of that call. Like, was it 5 years in, 3 years in? If it came, I think even now, if anybody got lucky enough to walk into a job where you were there, I think anybody in my position would feel a responsibility to give you every chance to succeed, right? That's the pressure I feel.
That's built on, like, your daily experience with me, with, that's not like something where I acted a certain way. No, I'm just saying, like, you can say that because of the culture that we have and all that, and that we've built. But
I'm not liking this interview. I'm not liking this interview because Bob Myers is his fucking boss, and when direct people are around their fucking boss, they can get informative. So I'm not liking this damn interview. Because when direct people are around their bosses and shit, they can be very kind of tricky there, and I don't like that. Let's get one. Okay. Documentary. Let's get one with JJ Redick.
This podcast is brought to you by Cash App, the easy way to send, spend, save, and invest.
The thing about direct is it's one person's up and the other person's down sometimes. And like somebody like Bob Myers, who's the president of the Warriors, could be kind of limiting him
right now on DraftKings
because he kind of wants to
Sportsbook.
like not say something that might, offend Bob or something. I don't know.
Steph is currently ranked 4th in the MVP race with odds of plus 900. Right now, he's behind Luka Doncic, Giannis Cup. If Steph they live in the gray,
Right.
So I chose Luka, and my gist of it was he's got more size, and this year his clutch stats are better. That was the gist of it. And for like 6,
Damn, you did it on like 10 games of a sample size.
No, this was last season.
Oh,
This was
last
last
season. Okay, I thought
season.
this was-
This was like during the playoffs last
Okay,
season.
okay,
I just
okay.
literally, I was like, it was like one of those 5-minute segments, and I was like, I'm gonna go look up clutch stats. Very just rational argument here. I'm like, oh,
Put it
Luka's
together.
slightly better. All right, that's the thing.
Do you feel like you've always been that way, where you've seen everything, or did you develop that?
I think I developed it mostly trying to rationalize the chaos of like that 5-year run that we were on.
Rationalize the chaos, the outcome, like chaos.
Making the finals, really not knowing. Like that first finals appearance, you have no idea what that level is like till you get there. And just the amount of attention, scrutiny, the mood swings and narrative changes from game to game and all that. And I was like, I'm active on social media, but not really. But you kind of like live your life the same way you have been, your entire career. And then things just change overnight. And you're like, yo, what the hell is happening? There's way more conversation, way more hot takes and all type of kind of conclusions about your game. And, you got your stands out there to defend you. You got people that are going to hate on anything that you do. And before you go through it for the first time, like at that level, you have no idea how you're going to respond. And I found that it's nice to be aware of what's going on and also develop a sense of like comfortability in who I am, because you're going to get asked about stuff. You're going to have, it's 82 games in 9 months of your life. And even now the NBA is 24/7, 365 news cycle. You want to be aware of what's going on, but I'm also so secure in like who I am and what I can do on the floor that it doesn't, it's more entertainment at this point, because it is our world. It is, what we do, and it's how the team responds to all this stuff throughout the years.
Yeah, I'm picking up SE. The team, we.
So it's nice to know what's going on and have a good laugh and some stuff. But develop that over that 5-year run where you're just on that, on everybody's mind in the basketball world every day, kind of.
I think it was Iguodala, but I believe he said that if you have a bad shooting first half, you go on Twitter, and I go to his games. And I mean, Jesus Christ, man. It's after every single point. Somebody's doing this. Somebody's doing a shimmy. Somebody's doing LeBron push down. I like, these kids are 4'4" and they're doing the too small to each other. It makes no sense. The one I wanted to ask you about though is the look away three. Like,
AJ Redick is coming off the rec and SE.
Yeah. Where did that? Do you remember the first time you did it in a game?
Yeah, it was. I want to say it was either game 3 or game 4 of our first playoff series against Denver in 2013, and it was the third quarter.
No, he's coming off the rec. Way better interview. Bob Myers, you're killing him. So we're down to ESTJ and ESTP. One more point for TI, and he will be ESTP. Interesting. So he's direct. Bob Myers, boy, hey, boss will be putting pressure on you, boy. Okay.
I went on this crazy run. I think I had like 20-something in the quarter. And one of the last threes was right in front of Denver's bench. Backstory, I had always heard about how amazing Oracle Arena was during the playoffs. The We Believe team a couple years before was it 2007 when they made that run to beat Dallas, almost beat Utah after that. I'd heard like that this the crazy. It's already the craziest arena and it's loud in regular season and all that, but the playoffs is just a different vibe. So we got into that series. We started it. We were 6 seeds, so we started in Denver, came back 1-1, and it's like we walked down there. There's this haze around over the court. Fans like 75% full, 20 minutes before the tip off. They're chanting Warriors. Got a nice aroma in the building. It was just amazing, like amazing atmosphere. So you kind of get wrapped up in that. And then third quarter happened, and we go on this crazy run. I was, knocking shots down left and right. And the last kind of one in the third quarter, right in front of Denver's bench, JaVale McGee's literally standing up. There's like 5 or 6 guys around him, and get the ball in the corner. And obviously you've been in that situation where you rise up and everybody's just talking, trash.
Talking about what everybody else is doing. He's SC, man. He's SC.
For some reason, I just got an out of body experience. I shot it, and literally as I let it go, it was like I've never felt the shot feel better than that. And I turned around and kind of looked at JaVale, and then just ran off, and it went in. And that was when I didn't even check to see if it went in. I just was waiting for the noise, and it was kind of a really special moment. Just, I don't know, the irrational confidence to even try that in a playoff game, but it was dope.
I was gonna ask before this, what do you get more joy out of? Like when you guys are on one of those crazy runs where Oracle or Chase is going nuts, or when you're in a visiting arena and you're just ripping their heart out?
I mean, being at home and being in that kind of a run and feeling that adrenaline rush, there's nothing like it. Because you feel like 19,000 people feel like just, I don't know. It's hard to explain, but that's something that I think I enjoy the most, especially because of the way, like Jay said, because of the way we play. Usually that means the ball's humming all over the place. Everybody's feeling good.
Everybody's feeling good. That's FE. Okay, that's no TIF either. Go ahead and close him out. But he is an SENI user as well. He's always talking about what other people are fucking doing. Okay, Steph Curry's ESTP. Okay. So personnel database has this one right. So what we got there was that he's a TIFE user. Okay. That alone eliminated to ESTP, but we were practically on the cusp of doing SENI as well. We were down to 2 types, ESTJ and ESTP. ESTJs are SINE. They'd be talking about like personal experiences, the past, whatnot. They'd also be talking about systems and whatnot. They'd also be talking about doing the right thing. So ESTPs would, let's go ahead and close it out. They'd be initiating. They'll be pragmatic. So they have a utilitarian mindset. Okay. They'll tend to be independent, rebellious, contrarian, different in their interests. So they look at people's motives. And that's it. So that's what they would be. And yeah, Steph Curry, bro, you were so dry, you were killing me. Almost put me to sleep.